Alright guys, so the biggest thing in this video, obviously, is you have to have a good spot. We knew within this scrim, we already knew off the bat we wanted to go somewhere a little low key, so we went to what is like the new Flush Factory or whatever. We knew we wanted to do that. We knew that was the plan from the beginning, so pretty much what we did. We can fast forward this and move along. And the biggest thing too, guys, is getting your drops. We were contested off of spawn, but we just ultimately had the better drop. I was obviously lower than both of them. And another thing too is Chris was coming from a different angle. So many times I feel like the duo or you try to land right on top of each other and you end up cucking each other. So with the way that we're dropping in, I have a good angle. Let me turn my view distance up. So I have a good angle of seeing what is on this side of the building, whereas Chris has a good angle of seeing what's over here because obviously I can't see that. So we're flying in. Whoops. How do I? Okay. So we're flying in, and Chris automatically I call out to Chris because I saw it. There was no guns here, but I don't know what's back here. So Chris calls, let's land the back. He sees there's an SMG right there, so he grabs that. So what do? I follow in pursuit. So he gets the SMG, and I'm really just trusting him as far as his call outs. He's going down. He's going to start looking for the loot for us to grab. He gets the chest, gets minis. I did get tagged, but I basically call it out to him and say, yo, look, I need heals. So he's coming to me. Now, you guys see we have this guy on our back. And it really just comes down to knowing how many mats we had, and we knew the best thing we could do was box up. And so that's what we did. And you also have to know your environment. I know that some of these places don't allow builds, which we couldn't put a wall here, so we had to use ramps. And you just kind of really have to know your environment. You have to really study your drop. I feel like the biggest problem is people land somewhere 2 or 3 times, die off spawn, and throw it away. You have to know your drop inside and out. So we mini up. He didn't have the mats, so I protected it. And look, these guys are coming in, so we really just had to rely on our aim. I think this guy comes in from the back. I call that I'm making the edit, and we kill him right there. This guy's on Chris's back. And it's kind of a spray fest. Got to get the better shots, and bam, you clean up the fight, and we go from there. As far as the rest of this was a zone rule scrim. But my biggest thing with IGLing is you're gonna notice first 4 zones are the most important. I feel like you just need to get center. You don't want to play, this is obviously congested side. Everyone's got to rotate here. We were on the most dead side of zone. We knew that, but I know our main goal was to get center. So fast forward, as you can see, I'm literally just bringing us to center zone. It's that simple. All you have to do, you just need to get to center zone. So here we are. We played a gamble because you can see the previous zone that was closing because this is glitched out was like there. We played a gamble. We knew I felt like we needed to get here. So we're just dancing, having a good time, obviously. So what do? I mark center zone. We need to get right there. That's the most elevated part in this area that still allows us to get our mat refresh. So that's literally what we do. We just rotate and we go all the way there. We see kids here at height. I do vividly remember my plan for this. We did see kids at height, but you also, a big thing too is just kind of being the bigger team. We didn't want to really seem weak. We didn't really want to seem like we were scared. So we just kind of decided, look, we were going to share this house with them. I was very confident in our zone placement. And that's just part of being an IGO. You really have to learn your zones, and you really need to know kind of how zones work and how they tend to pull. So I said, let's base up here. And I think we went in metal and went ahead and secured it. These guys are in wood. Obviously, they don't really know what zone's going to be. I'm positive and we're going to get it. So I'm pretty sure I told Chris, look, base up in metal or brick. Yeah, metal, bam. We knew what we were going to get. These guys look at us and immediately back off, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we just fully based it up in metal. We're confident in what we're doing. We still have 35 seconds to the zone's closing, but you just have to have a good understanding of the game. They may take yeah, they don't even mess with us. So then the rest of the game from here is just playing zone. As you can see, we still have a lot of people. We have 65 people in this scrim, and so we did a mat split. I knew we couldn't go out and get anything. Let's fast forward. Zone's gonna move in, and you basically, I think I looked for some picks, try to get some tags. I think these guys pressured us a little bit. I'm not sure, and that's basically what you got to do. Just kind of waiting. Bam. So we're pretty much in zone, which is good because this next zone is half-half. For those of you who don't know, I think it's fifth. What zone are we in? Yeah, fifth zone, fourth closing into fifth will be half-half. And so I put us here for a reason. We got it. I played it correctly, but I knew we needed to get there. Now, obviously, could we have just jumped out and ran past these guys? Yes, it would have probably caused an unneeded fight, and we would have had to waste a lot more mats. So we took the safer approach, and I decided let's straight gun it. And you need to know, if you're the IGL guys, whoever's IGLing, you need to be aware of this. Chris is looking for picks. He's not worried about zone. That's not his job. I knew the second I saw that zone that we needed to go. We're on the most congested side. Everyone's coming. So immediately I said, let's head out. I don't think twice about it. I tell him, let's go. And I knew nobody was in the bottom of this house, so we ran through. Chris being support, he's right there on me. He's watching me. He's still got a good angle on me. And I know we're in zone, but just if zone was to pull, we're gonna get some extra mats and we're gonna stretch out the bottom and try to get as far as we can. And so that's what I do. So we're scrimming up. Chris is just getting all the excess mats that he can, really utilizing the metal. And then we're kind of just chilling. I'm just really watching zone. I'm having to pay attention because I hear a lot of footsteps. There's kids directly below us, and I knew we had the team above us, and I know more teams are to come. So it's just, you have to really understand your job and really just understand the game, if I'm being honest. But so I'm just making edits. I hear these kids above me. I know I want to take that. And Chris is just doing what his job is. He's playing support, but also a fragger. He has to look and figure out where things are. And so, yeah, we're just kind of holding this. We didn't really need a refresh here, but we kind of got one anyway. It just kind of fell into our hands. These kids psychoed us. For what reason, I don't know. But they did, and it worked. And you have to be ready for that. Just because you don't need a refresh doesn't mean other people don't. And you can get keyed. And I think the worst thing you can do is playing in the same box. The worst thing you do is if you have a box here and your teammate has a box here, you don't want to be on top of each other. You're going to fumble edit. So you see we're kind of on each other, but we're not on top of each other the whole time. You know what I mean? We have to give each other some breathing room. But as you can see, Storm Surge just kicked in. We're very well over. And I mean, yeah, this was a viewer and a sub scrim, but I just knew it wouldn't be crazy. So I didn't really think we needed to go for tags, but obviously another team did. That was a little mess up. I kind of dropped him down. Sorry, buddy. But so right here, we get keyed. Don't know why we get keyed, if I'm being honest, but we do. Right here, we're kind of fumbling. We're kind of playing in the same box right here. So these kids take my wall. So, and this is just playing with each other and knowing how each other plays. I know I run better ping than Chris. I know Chris is on controller, and let's be honest, aim assist is a real thing. But regardless of that, we know our roles. Chris knows he's not going to take a wall as fast as I could do it on a keyboard. So instantly, I'm going for that wall. And instantly, Chris is already charging his shotgun. He doesn't think twice about it. He is already mid-charge. This team comes up. Chris knows. And like I said, you have to know your teammate, and you just have to know your role. So I go for the wall replace. Chris knows what I'm doing. I don't have to tell him, hey man, I'm going for a wall replace. He just knows. So he already charges that shot up. He already has it ready. And even though he didn't hit the guy, he breaks that initial ramp, which allows me, I throw the ramp in there, which allows me to get the tag on this guy. And then it's just a box fight from there and just really understanding. So right here, Chris gets tagged, but you see we're not side by side. I'm getting an angle of one guy and Chris is getting the angle of the other. It's so You can't just be on top of each other the whole time. So right here, common box fight. I get the wall. I make the edit. I hit this guy for 52. Pretty sure Chris plays his cone perfectly. Knows I'm going for the edit again. Gets the charge. And then it's just textbooks from there. I mean, that's really all it is. We get the refresh and kind of chill at this point. There's not a whole lot more that we can or really need to do. So we're chilling. The guy is under. This was on my mistake. I fumbled this guy a lot. I just couldn't get him. I don't know why, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm trying to get down on him. I think Chris is just kind of watching everything. Yeah. He's trying to stay with me, but not be all up on me. This guy really weird because there was a lot of kids on us, and I needed to heal. And he even mentioned I need to take. And that's the thing too. You can't get upset. Excuse me, when your partner recommends something. I remember he said, "Look, you need to heal," and I did. I was trying to be way too aggressive, and you need somebody that's going to do that for you. So I back out. He tries to key us again. So right here, I go for the edit. Chris jumps down, frags out. So we end up getting a really big refresh, but now the roles are reversed. Chris is the one that needs to heal. So it's my job to secure everything, make sure everything is ours. That way he can heal. If you look at the bottom of the map, there's still a lot of people here, but you know, we knew what side of zone we were. We knew we were no longer as contested on our layer. We had so many mats, and as IGL, you need to keep up with that. I said, dude, how many mats do we have? And I think he's like, we have 2 stacks of max metal. Regardless if this zone keeps pulling, I have 15 seconds to use as many mats as I can. So why not take that chance? Even if I build all the way out there and zone's behind me, I still run back in my own tunnel. So what do? I said, what do we have? And he's like, we have a lot of metal. And I'm looking at the metal. I'm looking at what we have. We had 702 brick. And so I'm like, all right, I'm bringing us out. And he instantly, so I'm tunneling us out. This was the most awkward tunnel I think I've ever had to do. What is Chris doing? Chris is following me. He's dropping all of the mats, going back and getting the other mats while I'm bringing us out. I got us all the way out in zone. He's already given me my refresh. I can keep going. And it's just knowing how to play your part. Chris gets all the mats that we can use. I'm going out in zone. He's bringing me the refresh. But it's also my job to make sure he still has mats as well. I can't get super greedy and just go out. But now look, we're so good in zone. I go back and I'm fumbling splashes with a harpoon, personal preference. I think harpoons are really, really good in game, but this isn't really about a loadout choice. This is just strategy. So we're tunneling it back in. Chris is closing our builds. Maybe not. Chris, you're a bot.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
These kids are right under us. I go for the ramp replace, or no, they flip it. And it's just textbook. Real quick, what happened? We don't play on top of each other. And I can't stress that enough. If I'm playing up front, then Chris will play in the back. We don't need to be on the same eye level because we're not seeing the same picks. So the roles reverse a little bit. I kind of become the fragger. I get in these kids' face. Chris immediately, watch, he backs up because he knows I'm going to need space just as much as he is. So I get the initial tag, I think. Yeah, 17. Get some tags. He bodies this kid, just dogs on this guy. But this guy doesn't even see Chris. It's not even registering to him that Chris is there. He's so worried about me. And it just, got to know your roles, guys. You have to know your roles. So from here, instantly my job, I'm looking at zone. And with how zone's played out, we're over here and we have to go. But what did we just get? Another refresh that's already 400 metal, and I think this is another 400 metal. So you just have to start building. I mean, it's just, if you're an IGL, that's your priority. Those heals and stuff are nice, but as you can see, I'm looking at mats. I'm taking it in. 400 metal, 800 brick, 400 metal, and then you have to go. As soon as I see that, I'm like, all right, my harpoon, we got a lot of metal. This isn't mine. I'll break through. I knew we had this, and then I have to go. That's just your job as an IGL or whoever's the tarp. I knew we had so much metal. I run back and get it because I also knew I had 6 seconds. So I run back and get the metal. Chris is with me. We had a little miscommunication. I thought we were going to get more metal, but we end up not. But it's okay because we're on a perfect layer. As you can see, we are literally nowhere near where we should be. We're on the most uncongested side. This whole time we've been playing uncongested. Everyone's over here. We're not height, but we don't need to be yet. These guys screw up because they're already trying to take height on not even moving zone yet. They're going to run out of mats because you're not going to get any refreshes. So we are doing our thing. I'm tunneling us through. Maybe this isn't the game that I thought I got my refresh on. Yeah, this is. We try to get it, but it doesn't work out. So we just go through. He's dropping mats, and we pretty much roll. We fumbled right here. Prime example. Don't be on each other because we did kind of fumble, but we recovered fine. Right here, we're going. I know we need to get above these guys. Chris gets separated, but he does very well of calling it. Very audible. He says, "Hey, I'm not with you." So he's fragging out on these kids. He's trying to get frags. Oh, that's just spectator messing up. You have to get frags, but you also have to know when to let things go. And I give Chris a lot of credit. As many frags as he can get, he knows when to let it go. So he's right here fighting these kids. Just had kids on him and on him and on him. And sometimes it's going to be like that. You can't get a break. But as you can see, I do everything in my power, knowing that he's not with me anymore. It's my job to get with him. So let's fast forward. I go and go and go. Chris says, "Hey, I'm not with you. I'm not with you." I get us up one more layer, and I'm like, getting us his. I'm like, "Where are you? Where are you?" So I come down, and I see he's fighting this guy. So I'm right here with him. But I also have to guide him back up, and I'm telling him, "Go up. We have a tarp. Just get up. Get up. We have a tarp." And so that's what we do. So what is Chris doing? He's coming. He's on me. Now at this moment, I saw height was uncontested. I'm sorry if this is super loud. I saw height was uncontested. This next zone or this zone, and we pretty much go for it. So he's healing. So he's calling that he's healing. So I have to keep us ahead of zone. Right here, I see height's uncontested. So I go up. This guy's trying to fight me. What is Chris doing? Chris is right there with me. Right there. I reconnect this. I told him I'm getting mats. So you just tunnel. And you have to call that out too. I said, you tunnel. When I came back, I said, I got it. You know, let me have it. I have tunnel. So I continue to tunnel while he looks for frags. And look, and you have to trust me. Like, or not say me, you have to trust your IGL. He doesn't know when I'm waterfalling, when I'm not, but that's just trust you're gonna have to not only I guess develop, but you're gonna have to earn it, you know? You have to prove, hey, I know what I'm doing. So Chris is on me. I tell him to play a little bit higher than I do. And we basically look for frags. We're just calling out where to shoot. If you look here, not here, because we're not even over there. We're just kind of looking at the same thing all the time. I'm tunneling us in. I'm calling out where he needs to look. It was at this point, I had an RPG the whole game, but I didn't use it. And so I tell him, don't build. That was the biggest thing I called out for him. I said, do not build. I'm shooting my RPG. So he doesn't. He literally does not build at all. And you have to call that. So we know zone's pulling back. So we continue to go up and follow our way. There was one point he had to build, but he told right there, he said, I have to build. And I told him, that's fine, do it. But I told him, don't build again. Funny enough, there's a moment where my dog unplugs my headset, so we no longer have comms. It was right here. He said, I'm no longer building. When that build came up, and that was good on him because he obviously knew I didn't throw that build out, but he didn't either. So he had to call and say, look, it wasn't me that threw that out. That wasn't me, you know? And then we just play a good end game. That's just what you have to do. I ask if he has any rockets. He doesn't. He knows I told him don't build. I'd be the one to do it. And we're basically forcing everyone to just use all of their builds. It's all we can do at this point. We know it's in game. We know we're chilling on builds and everyone else is running out. It was right here. Right here my audio went out. I couldn't communicate with him anymore, but it didn't matter. He stayed on me the whole time. And that's really all he can do. I mean, my builds were out. I'm going up. He doesn't know why I'm going up, but he's coming with me, you know? And that's pretty much game. We let these guys fight it out. I can't calm with him, and I know we're too many layers up. I know a lot of people go down for the psycho play, but I just feel like it's too risky, man. Let those guys kill themselves out, because placement is still a heavy point setter. And yeah, I mean, this is just textbook here. We're just chopping away layers, trying to get everything done. We're slowly coming down. I was trying to plug my headset back in, and yeah. And then it was just understood we had to go for the psycho play here. I think I go down and die. I was pretty weak the whole time anyway. Yeah, I go down. I hit a kid. I don't get the kill. Chris comes in, wins the game, and that's it. That's all it takes. It's literally how you do it. So hopefully you guys learned a few things from this. If you did, comment down below if maybe you want a series or you know, more of these. Like I said, guys, if you want to get in on these scrims, I host them at least once a week. Literally within the time of me recording this, I just did some. So come hang out with us, guys. I'd love for you guys to come play with me. You don't have to be a sub always. Sometimes I do, you know, just give back to my community. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and like, because my boy ChitChitters had to edit this whole video, so let's show some love to Chit. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.